Robin Mills here with another piece of tidbit of information from my book, Mills Mac and 101. Now this one right here, brothers told me to make sure I told y'all this, ladies. This one is for the ladies via the brothers that I talk to. And trust me when I say I talk to a lot of men, a lot of black men. And I was genuinely shocked to hear that most of them have had bad experiences with females with poor physical hygiene. That is, they look real pretty, wrapped up like something really pretty. The time came for them to disrobe and take off their clothes. And they started peeling off the layers of their garments. And when they went to pull down their pants, lift up their skirts, take off their stockings, take off their drawers, whatever, that's when the funk just came out. And the one story that the one story that stays in my mind the most is this one guy, and I know him really well, and I have no reason to believe he made this up. He said that back in the day he met this woman, and that they were hanging out, and one thing led to another, and they was gonna get it in, and they did some heavy petting and this, that, and the other, and he was taking her clothes off of her. She's laid down on the bed, and he said that he pulled her jeans down and he peeled them down, and he said that he smelled a terrible odor coming from her immediately. And then you got to know this guy to know that he is very persnickety about just about everything. So when he says that it turned him completely off, he said he could not get an erection because of the smell. And he said the woman started laughing at him. And he said he was getting dressed, and he said he was going to just let it go. He said he was going to let it go. He said, but then he got to thinking to himself that, he and this lady, they knew some of the same people, and the last thing he wanted was for her to be running around saying, hey, homeboy, he can't get it up. He can't get it up. And I'm over intrigued as he's telling the story. So I'm like, and then what happened? Then what happened? This fool says that he took his finger, rubbed her vagina, and put his finger under her nose, just like that. And she went to smell it, and her face just cracked, because then she could smell how she smelled. And imagine being that woman. Imagine being that woman. All this time you've been walking around funky. I guess because she was built up real nice or whatnot, guys went ahead and hit it anyway. And he said he was not gonna hold his breath just to have sex. And he says that he feels like he did her a favor, because hopefully in the future, she'll be on top of her hygiene. And then it might be something she ate. It could be anything, pH, even with the condom. When a condom is up in a vagina, that condom messes with your pH balance sometimes. And Google it. It'll give a woman a funny fishy odor. He said her odor wasn't fishy. It smelled like something just went up in her and died. I was so tickled. But don't be that person. And then I talked to all these different females who really do think that taking a bath and taking a shower is the same thing. Well, treat me like the little old woman. And I'm telling you, ladies, you need to submerge that pussy in some water. And you need to get some soap and a rag involved. Do you know what I mean? Then when you finish taking your bath, you need to take a shower, because now you done sat in all this dirty water. The point I'm making is, if you go to a female house and you go to her bathroom and you see all these different types of Summer's Eve products spread out around her bathroom, she got some type of issue down there. For real, because if you keep her clean and fresh, you don't need anything but soap and water. I'm convinced, for real, what are you doing? What are you doing to where you need to buy specific products meant to suppress the odor of your vagina? What you got going on down there? But so the point of this one is to tell you, recognize that you need to wash yourself good. I'm talking about from the front to the back. You mess around and have some guy hitting it from behind and you bend over it and you ain't white right. Ugh. You ain't cleaning good. Ugh. You really don't think that that's going to keep an odor? And then a female has an opening like a man. A man can probably get away with not taking a bath and a shower just because. But a woman, we have odors. And in the summertime and the heat, all that good stuff, you know, a good old panty liner catches a whole lot of sweat, which will suppress a whole lot of that funk that might pop up down there. There are so many ways that you can keep yourself smelling daisy fresh. Why should you walk around? Why would you want to go somewhere, plop down in a chair, and when you plop down in a chair, it's like the funk just flies up because your ass ain't clean. You a grown-ass woman. And it shouldn't take me to tell you this, but I believe in my spirit that because brothers tell me, they tell each other. If you're walking around here and that thing ain't clean, they telling each other. You don't want to be her. And if that guy told me about how he, man, that woman doing like that up underneath her nose, you know he told other people too. You know, imagine her. She probably scarred for life. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Imagine that, somebody touching you in your vagina and then rubbing their finger under your nose. And you do like that, and it stinks. Do you want to be her? Do you want to be her? Don't be her. Don't be her. Because if they tell me about it, I'm going to tell somebody. Mills Magnum 101. Keep that coochie clean. Keep her clean.